And keep that applause going for your last storyteller of the first half, Julia.
Yes, thank you. I was an exchange student in Argentina in high school because I was a cool kid that was like, I'm going to do an extra year of high school for fun. So when I applied to be an exchange student, I went through the Rotary International Exchange Program, and they have 4 rules. They're called the 4 Ds. No drinking, no dating, no drugs, no driving. And I was like, no problem, because I'm a goody two-shoes, and I would never go on a date. I'm just here to learn for one more year of high school. So I get to Argentina, I'm not worried about the 4 Ds, and I immediately sign up for every activity possible, as I always do, like dance classes, singing, and then I make sure I sign up for tennis, because I was a very good tennis player in high school, and you don't have to like speak well abroad to play tennis, you just have to be able to keep score. So I was like, I'll be able to make friends with my rudimentary vocabulary. So I start taking tennis lessons, everything's going well. I start getting placed on teams, which is super fun. And then one day the tennis coach at the club comes to me and says, they're going to Brazil for a tennis tournament and they'd like for me to come and be a ringer for them. So I'm like, absolutely, count me in. This is like the early 2000s when Bush is in office, like 2005, 2006. So I say like, yes, let's do it. I agree to go to Brazil, and we get on this double-decker bus, and it takes like 15 or 20 hours to get from Argentina to Brazil. And as we get closer, the tennis coach starts going through the bus to take passports from everyone before we enter the country. So he takes all my Argentinian friends' passports, and then he gets to me, and I go to hand him my American passport, and he says, put that away. Don't talk or sleep, and then continues walking down the bus. And I look around, confused, 18, barely speaking any Spanish, and I'm able to piece together from my teammates around me that because George W. Bush has required all international visitors to pay for visas to enter the U.S., Brazil has understandably said, okay, Americans only, you need to apply and pay for a visa to visit our country. Makes total sense. No one has told me this. My exchange mom and my coach have sent me on a bus to Brazil, which I'm about to enter. I do not have a visa. So I get up like I'm about to talk to my coach like, you know, I'm a goody two-shoes. It's not one of the 4 Ds. It's way worse. It's an international felony. And I get up like I'm going to talk to my coach, and that's when the border guard from Brazil enters the bus. So he starts walking down the bus, holding a stack of passports and counting heads of tennis players. And everyone's chattering away, having a great time. And inside, I am sweating, I am freaking out. And I decide to put on a character because I also did theater in high school. A lot of dramas, a lot of musicals. And my character is like lethargic woman who's been on a bus for 2 days, like between that, like being awake and being asleep, like I'll just look out of it so they won't talk to me. And I noticed toward the front of the bus, some of my teammates are starting to like take random bathroom breaks, and I'm like, is the coach doing that on purpose to confuse the head count numbers? I don't know. So the guard comes through, he walks by me, I'm like fake drooling and like looking like this, so he won't say anything to me. And he's like slowly walking by, and then he gets to the back of the bus. He walks by me again. I'm still in character. I'm really selling the thing. And then he leaves the bus, and I wait for the guards to come in and drag me off and throw me in prison for the rest of my life. But the bus moves forward, and we have entered Brazil. Success. I'm ready to play tennis. I also have no stamp in my passport or evidence that I'm supposed to be in this country right now. But I can't worry about that. So instead, I hit the court. Obviously, I dominate it. Our team wins. That's why I'm there. And then we have to go back to Argentina. But first, we're going to go to Foz do Iguaçu, which are these giant waterfalls, like Niagara Falls, but better. So we go to this, and I'm with all my friends, but I'm like, I can't enjoy this because I know at any moment I have to go from the border to Brazil back into Argentina, and I don't have a stamp in my passport showing why I entered this country. So I'm still very stressed about it. But then it turns out I grew up in southern New Jersey. I don't know if anyone knows this about the Jersey area. You have to pay a toll to leave Jersey. No one gives a shit when you come back to Jersey. You don't have to pay. They're like, anyone can enter Jersey. Turns out, same thing for Argentina. They're like, just go in. Like, they don't even look at anyone's passports or anything. I'm able to just easily re-enter the country after sneaking into Brazil illegally. In fact, the process is so seamless that 6 months later, when it's time for a rematch, I commit the same crime again. I just do it all over again. And don't worry about this, everyone, because I asked ChatGPT earlier today if there's a statute of limitations for the story if I were to tell it, and it said it's fine. So that's the time that I committed an international crime twice at the age of 18. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Julia. I love so much how it's, oh no, I might commit an international, felony, quick.